If the bullet ant is the grand finale on my quest to find the most painful sting in the insect kingdom, the tarantula hawk is definitely the last act. And right now Mark is shooting B-roll of it inside its little glass enclosure. And boy, it does not look happy. Stunned with a taser, and they say it puts you into a state of paralysis for up to 5 minutes, where all you can do is scream. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited about this.
All right, Coyote. You okay, man? Your heart racing?
Million miles a second. This is the most nervous I've ever been to take a sting or a bite from anything. My hand is shaking. Are you guys all ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready if you're ready.
I'm ready, I'm ready.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the tarantula hawk.
Let's go for it.
1, 2, here we go. 3. Ah! Ah!
I think we can all agree, Gator, to show you why getting an alligator as a pet is not a good idea.
Ready? Everyone ready?
Rolling.
Rolling. GoPro. Rolling. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Oh yeah, he is into my arm and he is holding on.
Then there was the time I put that same arm into a container full of blood-sucking leeches to show you what it's like to be feasted on by one of the world's most notorious parasites.
Look at that. They are all over me. Oh, I can definitely feel something happening. It feels like sandpaper grinding against my skin.
I took a sting from the velvet ant, which is ranked as having the 4th most painful sting in the insect kingdom.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is super bad.
Like I said, I do some pretty crazy things. But the reason I do them is so that we can learn about these animals, the dangers of their bites or stings, and so that ultimately we walk away with a newfound respect for some of the coolest creatures on our planet.
Ah! 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 Oh, that hurt! Ow! Ah! Ladies and gentlemen. Woo, doggy.
However, in order to be a part of these experiments, I have to...
Careful! He's gonna get it. I think he sees it. Oh! What happened? Come on, go, go!
Oh no! Ah!
What's wrong? Did you catch it?
Yeah, I come by the tarantula hawk.
Oh, they're all over you, man.
Oh! Oh! Hold on a second, let me get this under control.
Oh my gosh. Did you get the tarantula hawk at least?
I did. I caught the tarantula hawk.
You nervous?
Do I look nervous?
Yep.
Yeah, guys, I am.
1, 2, 3.
And then I realized what I had done. I set the table for today, where I'm going to be stung by a giant spider wasp. Now, the tarantula hawk is the 2nd most painful sting in the insect kingdom. The only thing more painful than this is the bullet ant. And I felt that to work my way up the rungs of experiencing these painful insect stings, I kind of had to see what it was like to be stung by a tarantula hawk before I actually take on the bullet ant challenge. Whew, deep breath. All right, let's bring in the wasp. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad.
Here she comes.
Oh!
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
That's a big one.
That is the largest species of wasp in the United States. Tarantula hawk. Well, it's not a tarantula and it's not a hawk, but like a hawk, they hunt for tarantulas. What these females will do is fly around in the sky and tarantula to come up out of its burrow. And that is where a boxing match begins. The tarantula hawk will dodge left and right, taunting that tarantula until it rears up on its back legs and exposes its fangs. Now you would think that tarantula is going to bite down and kill the tarantula hawk. Not gonna happen. This hawk is so quick, she will spin her abdomen up underneath the belly of the tarantula, insert that 1/4-inch stinger, and the venom will instantly put that tarantula into a state of paralysis. Now the tarantula is not dead. It's just like this. I'm in intense pain and I cannot move. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where the true horror story begins. It's in a state of paralysis, and the female pulls the tarantula back down into its burrow, and there she proceeds to lay an egg on top of its abdomen. She then leaves the burrow, and the tarantula is left there, still alive and in a permanent state of paralysis. Eventually, that egg hatches, and the larva then eats the tarantula while it's still alive. How's that for one crazy horror story? Oh, okay, so they say that the sting from the tarantula hawk is so painful it will put even a human into a state of paralysis for about 5 minutes. I know what you're thinking. Coyote, this is absolutely crazy. Do you want to know what Coyote's thinking right now? This is absolutely crazy. But I think if you guys are ready, I am ready to be stung by the tarantula. I'm going to lift this up. We're going to actually place the capsule inside of the butterfly net, just like that. Lift it up. Now I have a set of entomology forceps here. See that? And these have a very soft tip. I'm gonna be able to pick up the wasp with these forceps. But what I'm gonna do first is reach my arm in there and remove the glass capsule. You insert the forceps in there, pick up the wasp, and remove it from the net. Okay, ready? Here we go.
So the butterfly net is here to try to prevent the wasp from flying away.
Yes.
Because how hard was it to catch this wasp?
Extremely difficult. We've been trying for days to catch one of these, and it was a very painful experience to get it based on the fact that I fell into the cholla capsule. Trying not to disturb the wasp. Okay, this is good.
Part 1, it's a little break between you and being stung. What's going through your mind?
What's going through my mind is don't get stung right now just through the net. I have to get it perfectly with the entomology forceps. If I don't get it right on its thorax, we can't make this happen.
I don't know, man. I think you're kind of stalling.
I'm not stalling. Trust me, I'm not stalling. Oh boy.
Careful. Oh boy.
Got it.
Oh boy.
That is the positioning that we want.
Oh boy. Okay, so we gotta hurry up and do this.
That is a perfect hold right there. Now, before, look how much my hand is shaking. Hold on.
So I get a shot of her.
Okay,
oh boy, look
I've got a really good hold.
Wow, look at that abdomen going.
I got a really good hold on her. It took me a minute to get the right hold, but the right hold is what is important. We pick up the glass enclosure and put it back over top of the wasp so it doesn't escape and we can get some more B-roll shots with it. But guys, do be most nervous I've ever been to take a sting or bite from anything. My hand is shaking. My arm! That is the most intense pain I've ever felt. I don't think I can talk.
Are you okay, man?
I think I'm gonna cry. Coyote Peterson doesn't cry though, right? Oh! Oh! It is. It's like my arm is in a state of paralysis right now. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Do you need anything?
Right there.
You did?
Wow. Oh, wow. Ah. Ah.
Looks like your arm is swelling up.
Ah. 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 Sick. It's actually receding at this point. Oh. Wow. That zone right there is a hot radiating pain. And you can see the stinger where it went in right there, that red mark. I've read that it's like getting tased with a taser gun. I've never been tased before, but I can tell you that the pain is, wow, I'd actually slightly liken it to the Gila monster at this point. It feels really hot, really, really hot. Let me walk around for a second. Oh. Oh. Okay, let's come back into the scene here. The sting from the tarantula hawk is serious. I can see why it's ranked as a 2 on the insect sting pain index. And at this juncture, I think it's safe to say that I've worked my way up the ladder and am ready for the bullet ant challenge. I know you were all waiting in anticipation for that one. All right, let's let this go back off into the desert.
We safely released the tarantula hawk back into the wild. And as it flew away, I think we were all a bit relieved that this sting was over and done with. And while the impact of the sting, and 24 hours later, it looked like a water balloon.
And it real.
The tarantula hawk is an extraordinary insect. And while their sting is powerful, they have no interest in stinging humans. If you ever see one in the wild, admire it from a safe.
Do you know what's more scary at night than during the day? Spiders. Can you guess what's more scary than seeing a spider at night? Holding a spider at night. Especially when that queen of the nightlife sits upon the throne as one of America's most dangerous arachnids. Many of you watched with clenched teeth and dripping beads of sweat when I free-handled a... It's also worth noting that this species is much more active and on the hunt under the cover of darkness. So did I get off easy when I wasn't bitten? We have been given access to an abandoned where once again I hope to prove that these venomous spiders are not out to harm humans.
So, exploring an abandoned mine like this, you may be thinking to yourself, well, this is human impact on the environment. But in an instance like this, all these piles of rocks, this sort of debris, broken pieces of wood, actually provides an incredible amount of shelter for animal species. So, nestled right up against the Superstition Mountains like this, animals will, snakes, lizards, creepy crawlies like scorpions, centipedes, and tarantulas, all will seek refuge in an area like this. So, what I want to do is explore all this abandoned mine area and see what we can find. There.
Look how far back it goes. And it's completely flooded out. A lot of spider webs, big wolf spiders. Probably a great place to search for black widows. It actually makes me move away. That would be the end of us. Okay.
Is there water back there?
There is water, yeah. But I don't see any animals that are of interest to us, so let's keep moving, head back out into the desert.
Very cool that we found the mine, though. That is cool. I've never been in a gold mine before. Okay, looks like we've got some more debris up here. Whoa, look at this old car.
Oh man, there's great spots for things to hide in here. Just like it would be perfect for spiders.
Pop that hood, man.
Wow, this is gross inside. Completely destroyed. That's an old GT. Oh, that might be the... Make sure there's no spiders in here.
That is a horrible noise. Black Widow, right there.
Where?
Right up in the screen.
Here, hold this light, hold this light. We try to coax her backwards like this. Right down and into the container.
Oh, got her.
Wow, look at that spider. That is one of the larger black widows I have ever seen. Look at the size of that bulbous abdomen. Now, females are considerably larger than the males, and we can tell it's a female.
Just let it crawl out and onto my hand so that we can get a better look at it. She's already starting to spin a little bit of web. She's gonna do that so that she feels more comfortable, so that she feels like she is grasped onto something. Whew, hands shaking. This never gets any easier, but this can be the best way for us to see the spider. This is an extremely toxic arachnid, one of the... And just get her into my hand and let her walk naturally. Okay. Oh, she's gonna hang on there. Okay, there we go. Okay. That's Black Widow on my hand right there. I'm just gonna let her get comfortable. There we go. Now, for somebody with arachnophobia, this is there we go. Hang on my bracelet. That'll be perfect. She may drop down into my hand. Where is she? Okay, there she is. You can see my hand just barely shaking there. Steady. Okay. Now, the venom of the Black Widow spider, despite its toxicity, is simply used to neutralize and kill its prey. And if you're an insect and you're bitten by this spider, and that venom actually turns the insides of its prey into a delicious little bug milkshake. Drink down its prey. Okay, now she's getting a little further up my arm than I want her to be.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go. Somebody try to hold on to a spider like this, and the only reason I'm letting this arachnid crawl on my body right now is to prove that spiders are not out there to get you. People who suffer from the fear of arachnophobia oftentimes are terrified of an animal like this, thinking it's just out there to get me, doing quite a bit of good by helping to balance out and eat a lot of the pest insects that we have out here in the desert. Now, the Black Widow is actually one of the most widespread venomous spiders in the United States. And look at that, able to drop down the capsule. Whew, nerve-wracking every time I interact with one of these spiders. So cool. This is one of the more toxic creatures that we could find out here. On a scale of 1 to 5, I would definitely label the Black Widow at a 4. Not the most toxic, but if you're bitten by a spider like this, you definitely want to seek medical attention. It's not likely that it's going to kill you, but it will put you in a considerable amount of pain. You'll experience stomach cramping, some vomiting, and you'll be extremely uncomfortable for close to 36 hours. That is one very, very cool spider right there. Definitely the most toxic thing we've come across tonight. Small but mighty, the Black Widow spider.
There are approximately 2,600 Black Widow bites reported in the United States every year, and the effects of the venom alpha-larotoxin, and its resulting symptoms are intense pain, muscle rigidity, vomiting, and profuse sweating.
Right back up into that crevice. Okay, gently set it down. Oh, that's a horrible noise.
This encounter was to exemplify that spiders are not out to get us. However, that doesn't mean that they want to be friends. If you encounter one in your tool shed, your house, or your old rundown sports car, contact a local entomologist and they will gladly show up to safely remove the unwanted spider. There is no place. We have been given permission to explore the land surrounding an abandoned gold mine, located but you never want to push your luck when traversing challenges of the desert. Remember this little incident?
Oh. Every once in a while, guys, I miss a jump. And I just landed funny first into the rocks. I'm okay. I know you're gonna all see that video.
Careful when hiking, it can be quite enjoyable. Then, the sun disappears, and this dry, dusty maze of scraggly plants and towering cacti becomes a biological minefield that even seasoned adventurers like myself occasionally find booby-trapped.
So, watch this. They're also known as jumping cholla. So, okay, here we go. 1, 2. You brush up against one of these cholla, and the spines lock into your skin or your clothes. And the bad thing is that once one spine goes in, you try to knock it off and more spines dig in. The only proper way, and that hurts. That really hurts. The tips of these spines have little hooks on them. Get into you like that. What you have to do is get the tool up underneath the spines, and just like a Band-Aid, 1, 2, you see how hard those are to pull out. And you want to watch out for the rattlesnakes and the scorpions, but more often than not, it's the cholla that are gonna ultimately get you. All right, we're gonna work our way through this minefield.
Environment. And if the plants don't get you, then you better hope its collection of venomous animals don't land a bite. Specifically, is home to more rattlesnake species than any other state. boasting 13 of the world's 36 species. Of those 13 species, each one has a rattle, a pair of hinged fangs, and a venomous bite. For most people, encountering a snake is like being caught in a nightmare. But for me and Mario,
it's so much easier to move through a wash like this. Here you go, some rock structure up here. Check this out. My goodness, okay, come up real slow. Polar rattlesnake species here in the Southwest. And one of the least toxic, believe it or not, of the 13 species of rattlesnake here in Arizona. They can move pretty quickly, so I have to keep myself mobile. Let's see, can we get you to slither a little bit? I want to see that sidewinding locomotion. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Nice, getting into position where, oh, look at that defense right there. That is strike pose. The snake is saying, don't get any closer or I may strike out at you. Okay, because it's nestled down into these rocks, let's move it just up here into this sand is a little more fluid. Oh, okay, there we go. Now it's moving exactly. What I'm gonna actually do is let him get up onto the snake tongues and gently get over. They're in ambush waiting for the prey to get close. Those little horns help keep sand and debris out of the eyes. With just the eyes and those horns sticking up, if something like a small rodent or a gecko comes close, they can sense the heat signature with those in that direction and keep moving. Stay. There we go. Curl up into a little ball. When curled up like that, the snake definitely feels more essential rattlesnake behavior right there. Look how tiny that little rattle is. And snake sheds its skin, the rattle grows an extended button. Now, sidewinders don't typically have very large rattles. In fact, this is one of these smaller rattlesnake species. So the snake feels very comfortable right now that it's as a 4 because it is a rattlesnake. But the toxicity of its venom is significantly less as compared to its larger cousins. It means that it is going to affect the flow and the structure of your blood. I'm gonna just tip your camera forward. We'll watch it slither off into the night.
All right.
So cool.
the movement used by the Sidewinder is one of the greatest assets, most inhospitable environments. I was able to get up close and personal. You never know how your body will react. And the bite from any rattlesnake species is
There's no question about it. The Wild West is rich with spine-covered plants, or its animals, most of which are armed with fangs and stingers. Arizona's Sonoran Desert is an adventure lover's playground. Sure, we all have our fears of being bitten by a rattlesnake when venturing off trail. The goal is to have an interaction so that I can show you the effects of these encounters. This way we can all learn why it's important to be in tune with our surroundings and why it's always best to admire animals from a safe distance.
Velvet Ant!
Got one?
Yeah, he's right there on the edge of that log. I get my back off. Yes, hold on. No, he's underneath the log. I just started to tip it, so I ran back. Hold on a second.
Oh, I saw him.
Did you see it?
He ducked out back in. Get him, the lizard.
Ah! Velvet Ant. There it is. Okay, cool. Little ornery bugger. Cool.
The velvet ant, which is actually can kill a cow.
You may be looking at this thinking to yourself, kind of feel like I have to get stung by everything else leading up to that.
Right? Here we go again. Coyote is about to enter the strike zone. But this one's a little different. When it comes to alligator bites, when it comes to stingers and venom, that's where even I get nervous.
Now, guess who does have a stinger? That's right, the females. And that's what we have here today. And up and show you guys just how big that stinger is.
Getting away.
I got it.
Got it? Got it.
Okay.
Awesome.
With that giant stinger. Well, I think at this juncture, it is time for me to actually take a sting.
Are you guys getting nervous? I'll tell you what, I sure was. Now they say that this sting is painful enough to kill a cow, so we always have an epinephrine pen on location just in case I have an allergic reaction to the sting.
Get the ant to this end and then place it down on top of my arm. This will isolate the ant on my skin, and I'm hoping that as it tries to also have my pair of entomology forceps, and I'm actually going to pick up, hold the ant, going to be stung by the velvet ant. Here we go, okay. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is get the ant up into that part of the glass, and then I'm going to spin this over onto my forearm, and
with any luck.
Let's do it. Here comes number 4.
I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the velvet ant. 1. Oh, my heart's racing right now. Oh boy, I can see its abdomen kind of pumping. My heart is going now.
Any second it could happen.
Yeah, any second it could sting me. Oh boy, ooh, 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 ow, 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 ow. Ow, it's biting at my skin. It's biting at the edge of... This is intense. The glass is actually starting to get a little foggy from the heat of my skin. So at this point, I think we're going to move to plan B, which is holding the velvet ant with the entomology forceps. I don't think it's going to sting me at this point. It's been in there for about 2 minutes, and so far no sting. It's just trying to get out. So I'm gonna flip my arm upside down. I actually think I do have to take a second just to get my heart rate to calm back down. Okay, cutting GoPro. Is for me to hold the ant with the entomology. And then with forceps is a guaranteed way to induce a sting. So I think we all know what's going to happen next. I can't imagine what the tarantula hawk...
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh boy. All right, here we go.
Here you go, ready? All right, let's do this again one more time for good measure. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the cow killer. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Look at my arm shaking. And go. Ow! Oh wow, okay. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Oh my gosh, guys, this is super bad. Try to get a tight shot of it right there where the stinger when you see there's blood. Go all the way under the skin. All the way in. I could feel it insert into my arm. It is worse than a harvester ant. It is worse than a fire ant. It feels like I'm getting stung over and over again. You can see the welts starting to form on my arm.
Oh man, yeah, there's a welt, big time. Describe the pain. Is it like a pulsating pain, stabbing?
The pain, it's radiating. It is radiating. It feels like, you know, if you get a Charlie horse in your muscle and it like seizes up and then it's like, doof, doof. Oh, that is powerful. I can see why they call them cow killers. Oh, that is some intense pain right there. How long has it been? About
7 minutes.
7 minutes. They say the pain from this lasts for about 30. About 23 minutes to go, guys. 23 minutes to go. Ah! Now, aside from working my way up to the bullet ant, the reason I was willing to take a sting from this insect was so that we could all see the effects of the venom. 25 minutes has gone by. My arm is still on fire. And what's crazy is that look at all the red blotching that's formed around the sting. There's the stinger insertion point right there. And it is swollen and it is very tender. And you can see how red the entire radius is of the sting. I'm sweating. My goal was to do the best I could to describe the pain I was feeling. And it still hurts. It definitely still hurts, but not as bad as the initial impact of the stinger. But what's interesting is that all around the sting is tingling, like these little tiny pincushion needles going tss, 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 tss. And as you can see, there's all these little red dots forming, and I'm assuming that is where the venom is spreading into my arm. Oh wow, well I would say that this was definitely one very intense sting. The cow killer has earned its reputation as being one of the most powerful stings in the insect kingdom. And while it may be ranked as a 4 on the insect sting pain index, for me, at this point, it's definitely number 1.
Coyote, what you doing?
Huh?
What you doing?
I saw a little zebra tail lizard went right into that hole. And I thought I could flush it out from this side, but it's definitely buried underneath the prickly pear cactus right now.
You lost them, huh?
Ah, can't catch them all. Ah, but you know what? Check this out. This actually gives me a really cool idea. I'm surrounded by prickly pear cactus right now. And Mark, do you know what that is right there?
Yeah, it's a prickle pear.
Yeah, it's like the prickly pear, like an apple. It's the fruit. But these ones...
Is it, wait, hold on. First of all, is it prickle pear or prickly pear?
It is prickly pear, and it's called a prickly pear because all over the fruits, especially these ones, which aren't fully ripe, have these little fibrous hairs that are called glochids. They easily brush off of the cactus and they can end up in your skin. It's why if you bump into a prickly pear, you're gonna be in pain for a long time because you can't see these little stickers very well, but they are very irritating. These fruits right here are really ripe, and actually this is a great desert snack. You wanna try some prickly pear fruit?
I mean, I just had breakfast, but I could have a little more.
Oh, come on, you know you want to. Hold on, let me get out my pocket knife here. Now, the ones that are all the way ripe, like this, don't usually have as many glochids on them, but I'm already starting to get them into my finger. It's what I didn't want to happen. All right, I'm gonna cut it open. You ready?
Yep, go for it.
Here we go. Oh yeah, that is nice and ripe. Wow, look at that.
Kind of looks like beet.
It does look like a beet, doesn't it? Let me scoop some of this out here.
That's the good stuff.
That is the stuff we are after. Oh yeah. That is sweet. Okay, ready? Here we go. First bite. This is like breakfast for me here in the desert.
What's that taste like?
Wow, that is good. That's kind of how you have to eat it. You take a scoop out, like a pocket knife. You can also dig it out with your fingers. You can eat the seeds. They're good fiber, but really what we're after right here is the juice. So you kind of have to suck all the juice in the fruit out from around the seeds. And then...
You got a little on your nose.
Do I?
Yeah.
You can shoot them like little pellets, which is kind of cool. You want to try it?
Sure. Yeah, I've never had it, but...
All right, give this a go. Ah, I'm getting the spines in my finger.
Yeah, I'll have mine without spines.
Yeah, no spines for you. There you go. Now, it's gonna turn your fingers purple, but don't worry. Honestly, it looks like it's gonna stain you, but it won't.
It's very seedy looking. I'm
Yeah.
not so sure about this.
Yeah, trust me, it's good. It is so sweet and delicious. Chance, film him eating this. Let's get his reaction.
It's kind of like,
Yeah, don't pop a filling.
yeah, it's for real. It's like a super seedy blackberry that's not quite as sweet. Still tastes good.
It's good, right? Animals like javelinas and desert tortoise love eating these, but us as humans, we use them for multiple different foods. You can make jellies, you can make candy, you can actually make cake, but my personal favorite is prickly pear juice. And there's a real simple way to make juice right here without getting the seeds in your mouth. You ready for this?
What do you do, bash them with rocks?
You could bash them with rocks, but then it's gonna make a huge mess. What I'm actually gonna do is use a sock to make a juicer.
Oh, so you have like an extra pair in your pack there?
Nope, I actually am going to take the sock right off of my foot.
For real?
Oh yeah. This wigwam sock right here is about to become my desert juicer. So the reason I'm using the sock is because it will help filter out the seeds and the little spines. In you go. There we go. Go for another one. Oh, that's so right. Wow, look at that. That is a sock full of prickly pear fruit. Now, I could just chomp into that like a bulldog, but what I'm actually gonna do is bash all these fruits apart to get them started with a rock. Oh, there's a good one. Okay, come here, you. Oh, this is perfect. Ow. 1, 2, squish. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, wow, this is going to be delicious. This is what we call desert sock punch. Now what I want to do is kind of twist the sock down and force the fruit and the juice out of the tip of the sock. All right, you ready? Oh, that is good. Woo! Oh, freshly squeezed prickly pear juice. Delicious. I definitely taste my feet in there. It's kind of the aftertaste. At first, it's delicious and sweet, and then you're like, what's that extra tinge? Ooh, sweaty boot foot. Okay, ready? You want a sip?
No.
All right, ready? Oh, look at that, it's just dripping out now.
Go for it.
Nothing is more refreshing than freshly squeezed prickly pear juice on a Sonoran desert morning. Chance, would you like some? Oh, come on. Mark, how about you? Dude, I squeeze it right into your mouth for you. Look at that. Oh, you guys sure? Why not?
Dude, that sock's been on your foot all morning. Nope.
That's fair to say. The sock has been on my
I don't even know if I
foot
would do it with my own sock. I'll take your word for it. It looks looks purple.
Well, and here's the trick. You know what my mouth is not full of right now? Spines. There are no glow kids in my mouth. There are no seeds. I was rather careless in how I squeezed this juice out, and I actually did that on purpose. I probably could have done a better job of not getting it all over my clothes, and I know you're saying to yourselves right now, Coyote, your tan-colored shirt that helps you blend into the desert environment has been dyed purple. You look like a ravenous vampire. Actually, one common misconception is that the prickly pear fruit stains. All I need to do is take this shirt inside, throw it in the washing machine, and it's gonna come out like it was brand new. Believe it or not, and all this dye is gonna wash right out of my hands with just a little soap and water. But it is so good. A little bit more. I'm gonna head inside right now, jump in the shower, and throw these guys into the washing machine. And the next time you see me in this outfit, it's gonna be totally free of prickly pear juice. All right, guys, this is it. The moment of truth. Are my clothes still stained after being washed and sun-dried in the desert? Look at that. Not a single stain from the prickly pear juice. Adventure shirt. Good to go. Well, I guess we've proven it that the prickly pear juice does not stain your clothes. See you on the next location. What's going on, Coyote Pack? We are back in the Sonoran Desert. And as you can see, it is nighttime, which means it's the perfect time to search for desert creatures. Now, I do have my trusty flashlight with me, and my snake tongs, and of course, Mark right there behind the main camera.
What's going on, guys?
We've got Mario on the B camera.
There he is.
And if you guys are ready, we know what happens next. We head off into the darkness and see what we can find.
Let's go. All right, Coyote, so what are we looking for? Where are we starting tonight?
Well, what's interesting and that people don't realize, whoa, I just heard something. Hold on a second.
What was that?
Oh, what is that?
What is it?
I thought it was a rattlesnake. It just went tss, tss, tss. I think it was a bug though. What I like about this area is you have a lot of plant life, but there's also all this area to walk in between things. So notice there aren't many cacti around.
Which is nice.
It's really nice. So we're not walking into things. You look at this, it looks like we're on a trail, but we're not. The entire desert in this area, no matter what direction you place your lights, you can go this way, you can go this way, you can go that way. It's actually almost disorienting because it's very easy to get lost. Now, we do have a GPS tracking system with us. We've made a pin way back in our vehicle, which we start off at daytime. Hopefully we'll make it back there, but I think we go this direction and see what we can find. We're just gonna move slowly and continue scanning the branches, and oftentimes what you'll find is in just like a nook like this, a lizard laying and sleeping on the branch. Now, we've used the same method to catch things like iguanas and night anoles. If you guys remember the night anole episode, we were able to spot the lizard up in the tree and then safely catch it, hoping to use that same tactic tonight for some of the lizard species out here in the Sonoran Desert. All right, let's cover some ground and keep searching. Oh, right here, look, look, look.
Yeah.
Oh, look at baby Western Diamondback. Wow, I'm gonna cut my light. Can you see it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Look at that, that's a tiny one. Wow,
That's
that's
a
one of the
little one.
smallest rattlesnakes I've ever seen.
Beautiful, though.
Look at you. Now, don't let its small size fool you. This rattlesnake can be just as dangerous as a large one. Ooh, listen to that little rattle going. Whoa, okay, buddy, there you go, strike position. I'm trying to get it away from these bushes so you guys can see it a little bit better. Look at how quick that is. All right, how's that? Can you guys see it right there?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you're one of the smallest little rattlesnakes I've ever seen. Look at that, just 2 buttons on that rattle.
Look at the banding on the tail,
Oh,
too.
it's gorgeous. Since if you can call this safe. Now, these snakes don't necessarily want to strike, right? Notice that. And its tongue's flicking out, feeling the edge of my last resort. So right now, this little rattlesnake is thinking, let's see if we can find some of those sleeping lizards. That's an old legend that fell right there. Wow, definitely probably came down in some heavy monsoon winds. Yeah.
Woo, stand up.
Black and the slight yellowish coloration. However, in this instance, it's a snake that is completely safe to handle. Now, these snakes are strictly nocturnal. It's only specialized to help it dig underground. They're excellent at burrowing in soft, sandy soil. Now, that red and black actually does help it blend really well into this desert environment. Here, Mark, check this out. I'm gonna set it down. Reddish colorations in the rocks help the snake stay perfectly hidden. Very cool. Let's look at the underside of the snake real quick. Look at that, very smooth. There's actually an iridescence to its skin. Can you see that in the lights there?
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
That was pretty cool. We've come across a rattlesnake tonight, which as we know is venomous, and longnose snake, which is non-venomous and complete. Later, buddy.
So how do you spot these lizards, Kelly?
It's a matter of looking for some sort of obscure shape out on one of the limbs of these creosote bushes or some of these other trees. They're actually really hard to spot. That is the biggest spiny lizard we have seen this entire trip. One of the biggest I've seen in my life. It is huge. Wow, that is maximum size. That is a male. You can see the dark bluish coloration on its back. This is gonna be a tough catch.
It's a fortress around it.
Wow, you see you've got all these prickly pears right in front. I don't know how I'm gonna catch this lizard.
Giant cholla tree right next to it too. Coyote, where you at? Here. Cholla right here.
Got it. Ah,
Nice,
got it.
Woo! That's the one!
Wow, nothing like getting on your back in a bunch of spikes and thorns. Whoa, I got spikes all into my shoulder, but
It was worth it.
there it is. That is a gorgeous male desert spiny lizard. Wow, that is a beaster right there. A perfect field guide specimen. Oh, trying to bite me. Ouch, and spiked me. And let's talk about why they call this the desert spiny lizard. Look at that beast. Wow. This is one of the larger specimens that I have ever seen. And look at all the spikes on the back of that reptile. Now, the way we know this is a male, aside from its size, is look. We just want to show everybody your belly. Ow, so spiky. Look at the belly of that lizard. Wow, and there's a little bit of yellowing speckled in there. Oh, you are so handsome. So handsome and incredibly strong. Now, this is one of the most robust lizard species out here in the Sonoran Desert and one of the fastest lizard species you can come across. They're almost impossible to catch during the daylight hours. It's even been tough to catch them at night, but as you can see, we finally managed to get one in front of the cameras. Whew, we have been out here for, gosh, it's going on 3 hours at this point trying to catch this lizard, but we have finally got one. Now let's talk about why they call this the desert spiny lizard. This is probably easier to feel than it is to see, but there are sharp scales running all along the length of this reptile's body. And if I run my finger backwards like this, Mark, put your finger out there, tell everybody what that feels like. Just kind of run your finger gently backwards.
Yeah, it's like a cheese grater.
Right?
Oh yeah, that would shred you.
Now imagine being something trying to eat this lizard, let's say a snake. Tries to swallow this, it's gonna get stuck in its throat. So the only real predator for this creature out here is a bird, something like a roadrunner or a hawk. Snakes, usually tend to avoid the desert spiny lizard. Oh, and this is absolutely one of my favorites. And as a kid, I would always try to catch these, but they were incredibly difficult to ever get close to. Now, you'll notice this sort of dark patch on the lizard's back. You see he's shedding some of his scales there. That dark patch actually becomes much more vibrant during the day. And what they will do is wake up early in the morning and lay out in the sun to bask in the warm, glowing sun. As they warm up, they get ready to head out and hunt. This is a diurnal species, which means it's active during the day. And as that sunlight warms them up, they actually get brighter in coloration. But you can see even here at night under these lights, the belly is absolutely beautiful. And you'll notice that bright blue coloration. You see the chin here? It's not as bright right now, but during breeding season, these lizards are absolutely gorgeous. And the males, what they will do is they'll go up on a rock, puff up their chest, and say to all the ladies with that bright coloration, "Aren't I handsome? Don't you want to date me?" And I'll tell you what, buddy, you are about as handsome as it gets for a desert spiny lizard. Wow, these guys are just so cool. Now, they are voracious predators, and they have a pretty powerful bite. Let's see. Show us how tough your bite is? No? I really want to show you guys. Ah! Wow, that's powerful right there. Wasn't expecting to do that, but as you showed me the teeth, yeah, they can latch on, and that's about as powerful as the night anole, and kind of getting close to the collared lizard. Can I have my finger back? Please? Ooh, yeah. Those little teeth. Ow, ow, ow. Go. I'm going to turn my finger like that, Mario, so you can get a tight shot.
Gonna break skin, you think?
Probably not, but the pressure is noticeable. And I'll tell you what, for any little insect or arachnid running around out here in the nighttime desert, those jaws would be the end of you. All right, can I have my finger back, please? Ah, whoa.
Oh, I saw the saliva coming off of it.
Oy. That's a powerful little bite right there.
You ever worried about getting bit by all these reptiles?
No, not so much. I knew that this one wasn't gonna break skin, but give me a solid little pinch. Well, it took us quite a bit of time, but we finally managed to catch one handsome desert spiny lizard. All right, let's place this lizard down here on the ground and see just how fast they really are. Couldn't see it?
He was super fast.
He was that fast?
Yeah.
Dude, he took off from a bulb. Did you see him? Well, there he goes. You see how fast they are.
This summer, in the scorching deserts of the Southwest, something strange has happened. Science experts believe it may be a radioactive anomaly.
What we have here is a radioactive anomaly.
To be honest, no one really knows why normal-sized lizards have now turned into city-destroying monsters.
What's going on, Coyote Pack? It's a dark, windy night in Arizona. And this evening, we're going to take a look at two of the coolest lizards in the Southwest. The Gila monster
And the beaded lizard.
which happen to be the only two venomous lizards in the Western Hemisphere. Our goal this evening is to take a look at some of the similarities and, of course, some of the differences, and then ultimately at the end decide, are you Team Gila?
Or are you team beaded?
I don't know. We'll have to see how this all pans out. Now, Mario, to get started, it's important to note that neither of these animals were found in the wild.
That's right.
Both the Gila and the beaded were born and raised for this little educational session in venomous desert lizards.
Which means these guys are fairly tame, actually. That's why we are able to handle them the way we are. Because, of course, they are venomous.
Right.
Right.
Have to be careful, not going to get our fingers too close to those mouths. You don't want to take an accidental bite. That would be very painful, but we'll get to some of that in a second. I think where it all begins with these two cool lizards is in the name.
It's all in the name, right? So the Gila monster and the...
Running down the length of each lizard's body are osteoderms.
That's right.
Little pieces of bone covered in skin and scale, which of course makes them look beaded or
The people in the range of these animals saw that and said, beaded lizard.
right, are related, and they actually are buddies. They live together in captivity, which is kind of cool. So they're very friendly. You guys don't have
On some Brave Wilderness episodes, but we've never featured the beaded lizard. And a really cool fact is, even though the beaded lizard is larger, they can get up to 3 feet in length, so this one has a little bit more growing to do. The Gila monster is technically the largest native species, lizard species in the United States.
Right, and for a Gila monster, this is pretty much considered full grown. They can get a little bit bigger than this, but when you think about this as being a full grown Gila and that being nearly a full grown beaded lizard, that is a huge difference.
Yeah, I think the beaded gets a very big point in size.
I would agree. The beaded lizard, when it comes to size mattering, it might make a difference when it comes to hunting for your prey. Now, one thing you'll also notice is the length of the tail.
Oh, yes.
The tail has some differences, but also some similarities. Let's try to see if we can get those side by side.
Look at that. The tail of the beaded is significantly longer. The Gila monster has a little bit more of a short and stout tail. Now, they both serve a similar function and they store fat in their tails. So if you were to give a squeeze to your Gila's tail,
It's
as I'm
chubby.
doing to the beaded, right? That's all a fat reserve. So a healthy Gila and beaded lizard will have a nice fat reserve in their tail.
Now, the reason for them keeping these fat reserves in their tails is that in the desert environment, sometimes if there's a prolonged drought and these lizards need to stay down in their burrows for months at a time, they can survive off of the nutrients that exist within that fat reserve in the tail.
Exactly, because both the Gila monster and the beaded lizard live in arid environments. In fact, the beaded lizard is found in Mexico down to Guatemala, whereas the Gila monster overlaps in certain ranges as the beaded lizard, but of course found in parts of the US.
Right, and it's important to note that the Gila monster is the only venomous lizard in the United States, and combined together, these are the only two venomous lizards in the Western Hemisphere.
That's right, that's
Pretty
right.
cool. Now, another similarity that these two lizards share, and you can probably notice that forked tongue sticking out back and forth, is of course that tongue structure.
Yep, the forked tongue is a extrasensory organ. It's a chemoreceptor. So if you were to look at the eyes of the Gila and the beaded, are they big?
No, they're pretty small.
Pretty tiny. Yeah, they don't have good vision. So they actually rely on their forked tongue, their excellent sense of hearing, and sense of smell to detect prey and predators. And that leads to a very good question. What do Gila monsters and beadeds eat?
Well, it's important to note that they're very slow moving, so they're
Right.
not exactly gonna chase down a jackrabbit or a roadrunner.
Check this out, check this out. Ready? That's about top speed.
Yeah,
They're not fast.
slow moving. It's like a tortoise for the most part, which means they're opportunistic. The easier the meal that they can consume, the better it's going to be for the lizard. So they're famous for being able to rob bird nests of their eggs or
Right.
their young. Where else might you find young animals?
Right, so they're nest specialists. So now one thing to consider is ground nesting birds, right? They're not going up into the trees and raiding a nest, although the beadeds are semi-arboreal, so sometimes they do. But primarily stuff that's on the ground, like little rodents and such that are gonna make their nest in burrows. They'll go in there and they'll actually raid the nest.
So when you think about the fact that these guys are opportunistic and they'll take the easiest meal possible, they're venomous. How is that venom necessarily working to consume their prey if they don't have to slow something down like the bite of a rattlesnake?
Great question, right? Most snakes will utilize their venom to dispatch their prey items, but it is believed that Gila monsters and beaded lizards use their venom primarily as defense, right? So because they're slow moving, they're subject to predation themselves from coyotes, bobcats, and such, so they have to defend themselves with that venom.
Right, and it's very important to note that the venom glands in both the Gila monster and the beaded lizard are in the lower jaw. It's not like a rattlesnake that's got a venom gland up on the roof of its head with hinged fangs. These guys have fixed teeth. They're very sharp, turned backwards, and when this animal bites and grabs onto something, it essentially has to chew in the venom, which works up through its teeth, grooves in the teeth, and then mixes into the saliva. Now, given the fact that both of these lizards are venomous, I'm sure one burning question you all have is which bite is more painful, the Gila monster or the beaded lizard?
Well, you've experienced the Gila monster bite, so do you want to explain a little bit of how that felt?
Sure, yeah, the Gila monster bite, which was an accidental bite, I must add, was one of the most painful and excruciating experiences I have ever been through. My finger was in the mouth of the Gila monster for probably less than a second, and still I was envenomated, and the pain lasts for nearly 8 hours. So when it comes to the venom compounds, the makeup of that venom, Mario, which venom would you say is more potent?
Well, I'm not gonna get bitten by the beaded, so...
Good, we're not doing any bites in this episode.
So I'm not gonna necessarily compare side by side, but they're both in the same genus Heloderma, which means that their venom components are gonna be practically identical. But because of the size of the beaded, I think it might deliver more venom, and the mechanical bite itself might be stronger.
Okay, so we're going to give the beaded lizard the point for the more impactful and possibly painful bite based
Yes.
on size and venom yield.
I think so. I think so.
And I have to give you guys the warning, if you see one of these lizards in the wild, whether it's a Gila monster or a beaded lizard, admire it from a safe distance. I learned the hard way. They may look slow, but if they need to move quickly, trust me, they can spin their bodies around in the blink of an eye, and if you get your finger, your toe, your hand, anything stuck in the jaws of this lizard, it is going to be a very painful experience.
And it's also important to note that these animals are extremely rare, and they are a protected species. You cannot handle, harass, kill a Gila monster or beaded in any part of their range because they are protected species. So the chances of encountering a Gila monster or a beaded lizard are rare. And if you do, celebrate it, right? Take a picture from a safe distance, leave it alone, and you're fine.
Now, given the fact that these lizards are slow-moving and monstrous in their own right, I could only imagine what would it be like if we were capable of shrinking down to the size of a prey item and to be in the environment, running through the Southwest, getting chased by a Gila monster or a beaded lizard. I wonder what that would be like.
This summer, in the scorching deserts of the Southwest, something strange has happened. Science experts believe it may be a radioactive anomaly.
What we have here is a radioactive anomaly.
A few credible sources point a finger at Mars, and some even think aliens are to blame. To be honest, no one really knows why normal-sized lizards have now turned into city-destroying monsters. In an attempt to find the answers, two fearless adventure-seeking men will embark upon the journey of a lifetime.
Step on it, Coyote!
Come here, Coyote. Running is futile.
Whoa, that would be crazy.
Yeah, tell me about it. And there you have it. We've learned some pretty cool in the Western Hemisphere. Now it's up to you to decide. Tell us which one of these lizards is your favorite.
Based are covered in scales or stingers, it is often cactus spines are an obvious landmine. But what you don't realize, every time we visit a location, we face the challenging landscapes so that we can get the best and most epic looking B-roll that we can. However, sometimes these shots don't go according to plan, and all it takes is one.
Dude.
That's a thumper. Did you get that on camera?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take one more look at that missed jump, this time in slow motion. I nailed my launch point, full projection off of my left foot. I cleared the gap, but landed on a rounded outcrop and slipped. When I fell, the momentum toppled me backward, and I flipped head first right off the cliff. I did a complete reverse somersault and landed with a thud onto my head, shoulder, and pack.
Every once in a while, guys, I miss a jump. And I just landed funny. My foot slipped and I literally fell about 15 feet. I messed up my elbow pretty good. Back first into the rocks. Filming the show is dangerous. We're just doing B-roll shots right now. And that one was bad. Messed up my hat a little bit. Couple scars for the hat. Couple scars for the arms, but I'm okay. I know you're gonna all see that video and go. You can actually hear my mom screaming in the background. That was probably the farthest drop I've ever survived.
Like, let's see how far that is. You were going head first.
Head first,
All
head over
the
heels,
way
all the way down, landed in this hole like this.
So let's take a look up and see what that looks like.
Yeah, guys, this isn't soft. This is rocks. Woo! Hurt my shoulder a little bit, but whew, all risks of breaking trail. And this is why you never want to come out here and jump around on rocks like you see me doing. Just a B-roll shot, and sure enough, that one almost got my life. Woo! That was a close call.
Over the course of filming our Brave Wilderness shows, I've sustained many injuries. And whether they were bites, pinches, or stings, the majority of them have been intentional so that we can learn about these animals. However, when it comes to environmental injuries, like falling into a cactus, or being hit by a rogue wave, these are usually the worst. And trust me when I say, I am no stranger to using a trauma kit. The good news is that I have managed to walk away from all of these mishaps, and we always make it a point to show you how we clean up the aftermath.
The good news is that Coyote Peterson bounces. It still doesn't mean that we aren't going to break out the trauma kit to clean me up. Here, come here, check this out. This arm is taking a beating on this trip to Arizona. Swollen elbow, velvet ant sting, tarantula hawk sting. But I can promise you guys this much, it is going to be sore in the morning. Well, we learned a really valuable lesson tonight, Coyote Pack. When you are out there in the wild, whatever you do, do not jump from rocks. Because if you land wrong, you may fall as far as 15 feet, if not more, end up with some major bandages, or quite possibly without your life. All right, let's go get me an ice pack.
You are in trouble.
Looking back on this nearly tragic fall, it is fair to say that I have learned a very valuable lesson. Jumping boulders just simply is not necessary to make our episodes look any better. So don't be surprised if in the future, you see me walking and not jumping through the environments.
Remember how I said that when I was a kid, nothing was more terrifying than a scorpion? Well, that was accurate, Pete. I'm not afraid of much, but centipedes haunt my very existence. And that is, I've never been bitten by a rattlesnake. And no, I don't intend to. So don't get any crazy ideas. This menacing chomp hails as the most painful intentional bite I have ever taken, and boasts being the only bite that has ever sent me to an emergency room. Centipedes are the only animal I gladly avoid, yet for some reason, they always seem to find me. On a recent trip to Arizona, Mario and I were on the search for deadly desert dwellers. Our nocturnal scavenger hunt had turned up several venomous creatures, including tarantulas, scorpions, and rattlesnakes. After releasing the Western Diamondback, we assumed the adventure had closed in epic fashion. Then on our way back to civilization, this happened.
Mario, centipede! Holy cow, giant desert centipede. Where's that? It just went right up underneath this log. It's right here. I saw it dart right into this. Look at this, right through the hole right here.
I see it. I see a little bit of it.
Okay, I'm gonna flip that log over. Oh, this is my personal nightmare right here. Okay. The second we flip over that log, it is gonna take off like a bullet. I don't want it to get back into this debris pile. They're usually on the move this time of night, and I saw it just tuck up under this log. Can you still see it through this hole?
I can, yeah.
It is right here. They're extremely fast. What I'm gonna wanna do is try to get it to balance on this log. Now, the giant desert centipede is, without question, one of the most painful bites you can receive in the United States, period. You think of a rattlesnake as being something you don't want to get bitten by? I have been bitten by the giant desert centipede. I get so nervous working around centipedes because they're so fast and they can grapple onto pretty much anything that they want to. Please back up underneath there. Oh, this is such a delicate little balance. I'm gonna move this log out of the way and get it onto here. There we go. There we go. Do not bite me. You can see what it's doing right now. It's feeling around with those antennas saying, okay, what can I grip onto next? And if it's something that I need to bite, then I will. All right. Whew, look how fast they move. The best way for me to handle this centipede and to keep it calm is to just have it walking back and forth on this stick. This one's a little too small for me to necessarily get control of the head. I don't need to put it under that much stress. The more calm I stay, the more calm the centipede will stay. And no matter what you do, whenever you're
interacting with a centipede, your heart absolutely races. You hear the name centipede and you think, okay, is that 1,000 legs? No, on average, they have somewhere between 50 and 60 legs, depending on the size of the centipede itself. And they are incredibly powerful. Very strong creature for its size, and the exoskeleton, which lines each segment of the body, is incredibly rigid. So it's not that you would ever want to step on top of one of these things, but if you accidentally did, you're not going to squish it. All it's going to do is spin around and bite you on the foot. Now, it's not an insect, and it's not an arachnid. It's something called a myriapod. Centipedes and millipedes both belong to that family. And what's very unique about the giant desert centipede is it has a false head. So that's actually the back part of the animal right here. The back end looks just like the front end. So if a predator comes into the environment and grabs onto the back, you see this looks like two false antennae right there? It can swing its body around and inflict that bite. Now, right up front here by the head, they have these two very powerful front mandibles. Those mandibles each have a venom gland on them. So when they bite into their prey, and they'll feast on pretty much anything they can come across, even something as large as a mouse, this creature will latch on with those mandibles, wrap its body around, and inject it full of venom. And immediately subdues the prey, and then they essentially just drink out the insides. But those mandibles are razor sharp and will lock on in place like a grappling hook. Now, as compared to something like a rattlesnake, the venom of this creature is not nearly as potent, right? It's not hemotoxic. It's not going to literally break down your skin and cause necrosis. But what it does is explode your red blood cells from the inside out. Now, when I was bitten by one of these centipedes, keep in mind, I did this intentionally to show you what would happen. My arm swelled up to nearly 3 times its normal size, and it was one of the worst pains I've ever experienced. For 9 hours, I was in excruciating pain, so much so that I couldn't even sit still. This is not something that if it bites you is going to kill you. So it's not technically deadly, but I would consider it dangerous. And this is actually a species that people oftentimes encounter in their own backyard. You're working out in the garden, you flip over an old log, kind of like we did here, or even a piece of debris, like an old lawn chair that's just rotting away. You find one of these underneath and you accidentally grip onto it, it is going to be a bite you will never forget. This is what I would actually call a smaller giant desert centipede. They can grow up to 12 inches in length. And this is the largest centipede species that lives in North America. And what's really frightening, in my opinion, is that every single one of these legs has a small little hook on it. So if one of these were to crawl up your pant leg, you can't just brush it off. It's locked on in place. Man, this is just... It's hard to keep composure when working with a creature like this. There we go, now it is perfectly still. But if there is one creature on this planet that truly makes my skin crawl, it is the giant desert centipede. Okay, I'm going to slowly set the centipede back down onto the ground, and we're gonna go in the opposite direction.
Since launching the Brave Wilderness channel, I have performed many questionable wilderness stunts, many of which have served as a lesson in wise animal interaction. The bites and stings have certainly garnered their fair amount of attention, but nothing is more important than bringing you an education about these creatures. That said, if there is one thing, just one thing, I hope you walk away with when it comes to centipedes, it's that they have a painful bite so bad, it sent me to the hospital. Do not try to interact with these animals. If one crosses your path, simply take a step back and walk in another direction.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Coyote Pack? Just getting done with my daily run out here in Tucson, Arizona. And this is actually perfect timing because I was talking to the guys this morning. We were thinking about doing another edition of Coyote's Cribs. We're staying at this really cool guest ranch. And whoa, up, Mario.
Dude, you almost got him a shot.
Oh my gosh, you almost hit me. What are you doing, bro?
I'm practicing with my slingshot.
Why?
Oh, I put a little bottle over there and I do a little target practice, man. That's what I do in the mornings.
Oh my gosh, you almost hit me.
Ready?
Let me see.
Oh,
bro, so close.
So close.
All right, well, hey, is Coyote ready to do the cribs?
I think so.
All right, cool, let's get in there.
Go. I'll trade the slingshot for the camera.
All right, I'm gonna I'll do the first half of the knock.
Okay.
And you finish it up. Here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Perfect.
Oh, there it is.
Hey! What's going on, Coyote Pack? Welcome to another on-location edition of Coyote's Crib. We take a tour of a house that I don't actually own. We're gonna look inside, we're gonna look outside, we're gonna look in the nooks, the crannies, the bedrooms, the bathrooms. If you name it and there's a trinket in this house, we're gonna get it up close and in front of the cameras. But to start, let's take a look at this incredible kitchen!
Ooh, this is where the kitchen happens.
Wow, look at this countertop. Isn't this crazy? Now, I know everybody always wants to know what's inside of the fridge, Mark, and if you point your camera in this direction, you will see the refrigerator. Are you ready?
I'm hungry too, so let's do this.
I'm gonna count this down. 1, 2. Let's open up that fridge. 3, whoa! Snack Central!
Oh yeah.
Wow, some of my favorites exist in here, like Jell-O pudding pops and some beef snacks. And you guys know what I like to do? I like to pop open one of these Jell-Os just like that, pop open the beef snacks.
That's a pudding pop?
That's a pudding pop right there, and that's a little piece of sausage. You dip the sausage inside the pudding. Instant energy.
I don't know about that. Anyway, let's keep going.
No, I'm telling you guys, this is super good. Here you go, Mario. Beef and pudding.
I'm gonna pass. What's next? What's next?
There's all sorts of great stuff in here, like pineapple. Mark, I know you like pineapple. This is a brand new container. Let me open this thing up for you. I got pudding all on my fingers. Hold on. Let me get that open. Pineapple.
Hey.
If you guys want instant energy on location, all you need to do is take pineapple and eat it. It's absolutely delicious. Okay, well, a fridge is full of amazing things. But
Oh, there's so much of meat back there.
those are leftovers for later.
Oh.
I'm gonna take my bag of beef sticks, and I'm gonna take my pudding. You know what my favorite things to do is? Actually, come over here, and this incredible couch. Who has a couch in their kitchen? Only us, on location. You know what I like to do? This is my meditation table right here. Mark, back up just a little bit. Let me show you this. See that right there?
What is that?
That's artificial table bush. It exists inside of that bowl. It's an artificial table bush because it's not actually real, but what I do like to do is sit here and water it with my imaginary water. Look at that.
Oh, I thought you should put water in there.
Wow!
There's a tiger!
Whoa, 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 whoa! Woods, settle down! This is Woods, our couch tiger. Hi, buddy, how are you? And as you can see, he has on a Brave Wilderness hat. That's called product placement, kids. Okay, let's head this direction into the gear room.
Oh.
Don't worry, Mark, I'm not gonna touch a single thing. We're just gonna admire it from a safe distance. As you can see, we have batteries set up. We've got some water bottles, some flashlights. There's a camera. And all this right here,
Oh, here we go.
those are Mark's things.
You know the rules. Yay!
Hey, just kidding, just kidding. Okay, guys, this is the family room, and boy, is it epic. Look at this place, it's amazing. If you point your camera upward, Mark, you can see that the ceilings are actually made of wood. Pretty sweet, right? And you know what this is right here?
That's a big piano.
That is a piano, ladies and gentlemen. You wanna hear me play a little ditty?
I didn't know you could play.
Check this out, man. I was actually nominated for an Academy Award.
Oh, yeah. Let's put that back.
It's safe to say that I didn't win that award. Okay, so this is the family room. Oh, you know who that is right there? Hi, buddy. Woo! This is Charlie Bear. He is our family room German Shepherd. As you can see, it's a life-size stuffed German Shepherd, but in my mind, he's alive. Can you say hi to the Coyote Pack? Hi, guys. Wait, what's that? Read you a story. What book do you want to read tonight? Mario, you know his favorite book. That's right, guys, the Brave Adventures book, Charlie Bear's favorite. Which chapter? Ooh, chapter 7. Ah, Bear Scare. You know who else loves the Bear Scare chapter? That's right, Roscoe, the family room brown bear. Hi, buddy. I told you make it into this edition of On Location. Say hi to the Coyote Pack. Hi, guys. So this is Roscoe, and this is Charlie Bear. And I know this is a dog, and that's a bear, and that's a bear, and this is a dog, but you know, we don't judge based on names. So, you guys want to take a tour with us? Yeah? Okay. Okay, you guys stay here, and let's head down the hallway and check out the bedrooms. Bye, Charlie Bear.
This is pretty cool.
Look at this hallway. Stay right there. Watch this. I can run from one end to the other end. Who wants to see Mark's room?
Let's do it.
Oh, look at this. Mark, you're living like a king.
clean.
I even made my bed.
Woo! Man, this is comfortable.
Wait, your shoes are on, man. I actually have to sleep here.
Technically, they're clean. You've got a fan, and oh my goodness, I did not see you, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, Bald Eagle.
Hey, Coyote, is it heavy?
It is heavy.
That means it's expensive. Don't break it.
Oh yeah, gotta respect the bird. Caw-caw, caw-caw. All right, guys, let's head down the hallway and find Mario's room. Look at this move. Yes, here we go. Hey, Mini Mario, what's up, buddy? Wow, check that out. Looks like you caught a couple of cool creatures. What is that? Oh, Western Diamondback and a Gila monster. Watch out for that Gila monster, buddy. They pack a powerful bite. The venom feels like fire. Ooh, and let's see what we've got over here. Oh, there's Mario's business station. Check it out. I think that's his wallet.
Here, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll just put that in my pocket. He'll never notice.
Hey.
Just kidding, buddy. I'll just keep that there for you. There's his computer. Here's some of his gear. You know, we have a lot of in this house, guys, fake plants. But you know what's good about fake plants? You don't have to water them, and they still look beautiful. Okay, what's inside this drawer? Nothing at all. But you have all these amazing pillows. This house is absolutely filled with super cushy pillows. Throw that over there to Mini Mario. Check it out. Here's a flashlight. Let's see what's inside the closet. Ooh, there's Mario's vest. There's a towel. There's some hangers. What's in this bag? Mario's red underwear. Better move on to the next room. Here we go.
Those are festive, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
All right, guys. You know what I love about this little area right here?
What's that?
Check out that mirror. Wow.
Oh, man. Who are those handsome Oh, Mario.
That's a pretty sweet looking mirror. This is where I get dressed in the morning. I make sure that I look okay in my Brave Wilderness attire. See that t-shirt right there? You guys can buy that on the website right now. Uh-oh, we're being watched. See this guy up here? That's the buck. Pay respect. A moment of silence. Okay, you guys want to see what's behind door number 3?
Let's see it.
I'm gonna give you one guess as to whose room this is. Not Sasquatch. It's Coyote's room. Ready? Let's make sure nobody's in there. Look, Coyote, are you decent? I'm good. Oh, check it out.
Whoa.
This is a mansionist spread. You guys are probably thinking, does Coyote get the big room because he's the star of the show? No, we actually pull straws at the beginning of every trip, and I'm just lucky enough that I always pull the straw that gets me in the big room. What's up, little Coyote? How are you doing? I see you made a new friend. Who's that? Oh, Fluffy, the rubber coyote. Hut, hut, hike!
Oh, Mario, heads up.
In here, this is where I get ready every single morning. Look at this shower. This thing is like a giant aquarium. I get inside, close this up. Look at this, I'm like a fish. La 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 la. And this is how I get super clean before I go out.
What do those do?
And film episodes.
What do those do?
That's some sort of a robot that doesn't work. I pushed all the buttons and nothing happened. As you can see, there's a lot of horse theme going on in this house as well.
That's not a horse.
No, that's a zebra. But over here, we've got all sorts of cool horses.
Zebras make that noise.
Horses above the bed, horses on the wall. There's another mirror. I don't know what we need that for. Oh, and check this out. The craziest mirror of all. You know what I like to do? Walk past it and make funny faces, and then they change. Okay, you guys want to go outside and see what the backyard looks like? Because I'm telling you, it's absolutely epic. Who likes basketball?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. This backyard is amazing. Oh, there's my hoop ball. And there's Mario. Woo-woo. All right, guys, let's head down to the court. Hey, Roscoe, Charlie Bear. What's up, guys? How did you get out here? All right, let's go this direction. Look at this. Hey, Mark, check it out.
Oh, is that a putting green?
No, this is... Come here. That is desert ecosystem. Again, fake plants. You don't actually have to water the grass. And that's how it grows here in the desert. Unbelievable. This place has more fake plants than anything. As a matter of fact, we may be in an imaginary world right now. There's the basketball court. Let's go. Woo. It is hot out here.
It is. How hot is it?
It's about 110 degrees. That's a perfect temperature for a game of basketball.
How did Mario get down here so fast?
Oh man, he's like Sonic the Hedgehog. That guy is as quick as they get. Now, when we are on location, We aren't actually filming, we do have to stay in shape. And to stay in shape, I oftentimes play basketball. I'm really good, guys. As a matter of fact, LeBron James sent me an email, asked me if I want to come play for the Cavs. They tried to trade Kyrie for me. But what I said was, LeBron, I gotta work on my YouTube game this year, so I'm gonna have to take a pass. But right now, I'm gonna show you guys just how good my basketball skills really are. Mark, see if you can keep up with me.
All right, let's see if we can show Coach Lou what you got.
Yeah, this is a little bit of schooling in how you shoot the three-pointer. Are you ready?
Yep.
Oh, go. Yeah, I got it. I almost got it stolen there. Here we go. And three-pointer. Oops.
You missed by a little.
So close, bro. Okay, let's head back up to the deck. That was embarrassing. Woo! Maybe I will go to the NBA. Well, guys, Arizona was absolutely epic. Thanks so much for joining us for another On Location Coyotes Crib Edition. Big shout out to Charlie Bear and, of course, my main man, Roscoe, right there. On behalf of myself and the entire Brave Wilderness crew, I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next location. Woo! Woo! That was awesome. I love Arizona. And I'm sinking. Woo! I got my hat washed. Charlie Bear, come on in here, buddy.